this presentation, we'll look at the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, and see how they work together in the last days to form an evil trio. Their close association can be seen in these verses. These three work together to carry out Satan's plan of destroying the people of God that's described at the end of Revelation 12. We can see from this passage that the dragon is a reference to Satan, who is also known as the devil and the serpent. He is an evil angel and the leader of the kingdom of darkness. The passage states that at some point he and his angels are thrown down to the earth, and when this happens, they know that their time is short. Notice also that he is pictured as having 7 heads and 10 horns, with crowns on the 7 heads. The heads represent certain kingdoms, and the crowns indicate that Satan had a special interest or purpose for ruling over them. The beast is pictured as coming up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. We see in Revelation 17 that this beast comes up out of the abyss. The abyss is a prison or a place of restraint for evil spirit beings. It's never used in the context of humans, so we know that this beast is not a human. He is an evil spirit being that influences world affairs like the Prince of Persia and the Prince of Greece that we read about in Daniel 10. Notice that in contrast to the dragon, the beast has crowns on his 10 horns, not on the 7 heads. He is the same beast that we see in Daniel 7 as coming up out of the sea having 10 horns. In this context, the sea is used as a metaphor for the abyss like we saw in Revelation. The prophecy in Daniel 7 describes a progression of kingdoms that come about through the influence of evil spirit beings, with the beast being the last one. It's worth noting that the beast is not pictured here as having the 7 heads that we see him have in Revelation, only the 10 horns. The false prophet is seen in Revelation 13 as a beast with 2 horns coming up out of the earth. This is in contrast to the supernatural origin of the beast who comes up out of the sea or abyss. This would indicate that he is of natural origin or a human. We know that this is a reference to the false prophet because the activity of this beast from the earth is identical to what the false prophet does in this passage. In order to keep from getting the beasts confused, I'll refer to the beast from the sea as the beast, and the beast from the earth as the false prophet from here on out. The false prophet is also referred to elsewhere as the man of sin, the son of perdition, and the Antichrist. The evil trio consists of 2 evil spirit beings and 1 human. Now let's look at the interplay between the 3. We've already seen that at some point, Satan and his angels are thrown down to the earth. This passage describes what happens at that time. Satan embarks on his campaign to destroy the people of God, both natural Israel and her spiritual offspring. He starts by attacking Israel, however they are given a place of refuge in the wilderness. When he realizes that they are protected, he wages war against her offspring, who are identified as those who keep the commandments of God and hold to the testimony of Jesus. Of course, nobody expects to see a red dragon fall from the sky and start attacking. That's just the symbolism that's used to describe what's taking place in the spiritual realm. Let's look again at the description of the beast in the verse that follows to see what else is going on behind the scenes. The beast looks quite a bit different here than he does in Daniel 7. The most important difference to note is the added appearance of the 7 heads. Where did they come from? The answer lies in the last sentence. The 7 heads with crowns belong to the red dragon, who is Satan, and represent his power and throne. The fact that the beast is now pictured with 7 heads represents that he has received and is operating with Satan's power and throne and great authority. This raises the question as to why. Why would Satan entrust his power, throne, and great authority to another evil angel? The answer can be found in the description of the false prophet. We've seen this passage before, but what I want to point out here is that he speaks as a dragon. This implies that he is possessed by the dragon, who is Satan. Apparently there are limitations when an evil spirit being enters a human, so Satan gives his power and throne to the beast while he enters the false prophet for the purpose of deceiving the world. Satan temporarily puts the beast in charge while he enters the false prophet. This would also explain why the beast is now part leopard, bear, and lion when he wasn't before. Those were the other three evil angel beasts in the Daniel 7 prophecy who are now under his authority. Satan and his angels know that their time is short, and they are all completely committed to making this plan of his work. Keep in mind that the false prophet is the only one of the evil trio that is visible. The only one that people will see of these three is this person in the Middle East who can perform amazing supernatural signs and wonders. They don't see the supporting cast. So when you read passages like this one, you have to keep in mind how the activities of the evil trio are all interrelated to the point where the distinctions between them become blurred. People don't see the dragon or the beast, but they do see the signs and wonders that they perform through the false prophet. So the dragon and the beast are worshipped by proxy through the activities that they carry out through the false prophet. A further indication that the beast is not a human is the fact that he needs to be given a mouth. The mouth that's given to the beast is the false prophet. It's through him that Satan speaks and the beast manifests supernatural activity in the natural realm. And he's the one who spearheads the war against the saints. This human symbolism can also be seen in Daniel 7, where the false prophet is seen as a little horn that had eyes and a mouth. That kind of language helps us to make the distinction between references to spirit beings and humans. Here is a summary of the evil trio. The dragon is an evil spirit being who is also known as Satan, the serpent, and the devil. He gives his power, throne, and great authority to the beast. He enters the false prophet to speak blasphemies and deceive the world. There's only one other time we know of when Satan possessed a human, and that was Judas, who incidentally was also referred to as the son of perdition. The beast is also an evil spirit being. He comes up out of the sea, which is a metaphor for the abyss. He is the one in charge, while Satan possesses the false prophet. He's also responsible for providing supernatural support for the false prophet's sign and wonders. The false prophet is an evil human being. He's also known as the Antichrist, the son of perdition, and the man of sin. He is the mouthpiece of the beast who is possessed by Satan. He deceives the world by channeling the supernatural powers of the beast in order to perform the amazing signs and wonders. A good follow-up to the evil trio would be to study the mark of the beast and the image of the beast, because that's how they plan to wage war against the saints.
Some say